We are live right on the button. Hello, everybody. Hughes Brews, Karen and Kevin. I've been looking forward to having you on this channel really since the first, I think the first video I ever saw of you. I don't know. I don't want to lie. But I remember the land project. I think she had some connection to me watching your video that we were just talking about, the three of us at Wilderness Lodge. And I've been a fan of your channel ever since. And I think like the next day, I think we connected. And then anyway, long story short, it's been a long time that I've been wanting to get you on the channel. Thanks for being here. How are you guys today?
Glad to be here. Yeah, we're good. And as we mentioned, it was a good football day, so that's even better.
So we're happy.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think you must be confused.
Yeah, your Chargers didn't play, right?
No, my Chargers didn't play. But they got beat. See, now they got beat by the Chiefs last week, and they got beat by your apparently. What is wrong with your shirt? I'm not old enough that I need glasses, but something's wrong with your shirt. Like, what the heck is that thing? Oh, both of you. I didn't even notice both of you until right now. I need to make the words bigger on the Hughes Brews there. I didn't notice that. I only thought it was one of you. Yeah, so that's the end of the stream, guys. No more Patriot fan allowed. No, I'm just kidding. No. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I haven't pulled up chat yet like I told you I would because I'm yakking at you about that. But I am glad to have everybody here. Let's see who's here in chat, and then we'll get to our guests. Paper, Scissors, Vacation, Jonathan, Stacy Rogers in the house. Already dropping links. Look at that. Thank you so much. Tracy, Alex in the house. What are they wearing, right, Stacy? They couldn't find their Eagles gear. Jonathan, hello. Samantha, hello. Blue Nose, hello. If I missed you, hello. Anyway, thanks for being here. So, you guys are living. Yeah, I'm going to say it. You're living the dream. You get to go whenever you want. You get to hang out wherever you want. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm living vicariously through your Instagram. You know that, right?
You're not wrong. And it's funny that you say that because we moved down to Orlando from Massachusetts about 4.5 years ago. And what we heard the most from our family and friends back up north was we're living vicariously through your Facebook posts, your Instagram pictures. And so honestly, that's why we started the channel. We were like,
just to make me jealous. I understand.
We're doing this stuff anyway. We might as well just bring the camera along with us, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it was a couple things. I mean, I had a couple previous YouTube channels where Karen would have no part of it.
Nope.
The most recent one was so we're beer geeks, obviously.
What? I thought it was about coffee. Okay.
Well,
that too.
It's one of the two. We both work, but so beer geeks, craft beer. We brew our own beer. I had a channel doing beer reviews. Karen would have no part of it. Started doing some beer reviews out and about at places like the Baseline Tap House at Hollywood Studios and such. Yeah. Slowly, like, Karen, be in the video. She's like, no, never, never, never. So some of the videos where I actually got her to actually speak a few words and we were out and about, of course, those videos are the best. Everybody's like, oh, we like it when you and Karen are out and about. And it's like, see? And so that's how it came into, like, she's like, all right, I'm in. We're out finding good drinks, going places. And we realized the videos that were solely about like beer and good drinks. It was more about the adventure of heading out to all these places that we went to anyways. So hence Hughes Brews. I love it.
Drink and we do things.
We drink it. We drink and we do things.
So your goals, I already knew you were goals for me, but now your goals on a whole nother level because my channel is much better when my wife's on it more and I'm on it less. I mean, duh, right? So I'm just, Karen, can you not listen for a minute? Kevin, how do you make this happen? Because I've got her a little bit. I got her coming on Saturday mornings. But first of all, why, Karen, didn't want to come on his other channels? And then, Kevin, how'd you get her to come on to this one?
So like I said, it was like, Karen, do a beer review me because she's a beer person.
I like beer, but I'm not as knowledgeable about the types of beer. Like I like what I like, but I wasn't knowledgeable enough about beer.
Knowledgeable more than most people. Like we love porters, stouts, gozes, Belgian triples, farmhouses, saisons, all the beers.
Gozes, saisons, you made those up.
No. So isn't
Goza the bad guy in Ghostbusters? I'm pretty sure I'm right. Pretty
Gozer
sure.
is from Goslar,
Gozer.
Germany. It's a
No.
sour something. I know what he's doing.
Very good. I like it. I'm only playing for half the people in the chat.
He's talking his thing. I'm talking mine. Anyways, try to get her to do a beer review with me. So people that don't know, beer review channels are big. It's a thing. It's a real thing.
They are.
And she wanted no part of it. Karen, do a video. She's like, YouTube, I'll never be in a video. Never happened. Not in my lifetime.
Never say never.
And then I think the first time might have been I was doing a beer review from the Baseline Tap House at Hollywood Studios. So craft beer people, if you go to Hollywood Studios, Baseline Tap House, great California craft beers there. Anyways, she was at least sitting with me. So she was in the video. It was a start. And then I think I just kind of like hijacked her at the end and like just put her on the spot because she was like talking, she was singing or dancing to the music, and I got her to speak. And once she had a speaking part, the rest is history.
I love it. I love it. And Karen, it was just about you didn't want to talk about what?
I don't know. I think at first I was maybe a little bit nervous. I didn't want to come off like I didn't know what I was talking about. And then when you're like just out at Disney at these awesome places, that to me is like, oh, that's like my jam. I can talk about that, you know? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that, and we go to a lot of like breweries. There's a lot of breweries in Central Florida. So we go visit those, and it was, I mean, it just, so again, we
took time. You wore me down.
We drink and we do things. So then, and so actually our channel is like a confluence of two things, right? So we're kind of beer geeks, and we've been Disney people since my parents dragged me there the day it opened, you know, and then between those two things, like Disney Channel, not necessarily. We just like to drink and do things. And when you live 15 minutes from Disney, guess where you end up doing lots of things?
Well, oh my gosh. Like, you don't even have to be a Disney fan to love all the Disney options living in Orlando, right? I mean, I say that as a Disney nut, but I still believe it.
So we like to say that we're in stage 3 of the Disney life cycle.
Okay.
So, you know, brought there as a kid, like I think for probably like the year they opened, like parents were Disney people. I think my mother was probably the first person who bought DVC in the world. But so you go there as a child.
I love her.
You go there as a kid, so stage 1. Then you grow up and you bring your kids there all the time, which we did. So stage 2, and then your kids grow up and move out, and you become empty nesters, and then you're in stage 3 of the Disney life, you know, the life cycle. So that's.
I'm just gonna keep saying tonight, goals, man, goals. I mean, I love my kids and I want them to stay here, but when they leave, that's double the Disney trips for me.
Life.
You hear me out there? No, I don't think they can.
So you must have a trip planned.
I might have a trip planned. Yeah, I might have a trip planned. There's rumors that something that's art festival-y at Epcot that's coming up we might go to, but we might not have explained that to the kiddos yet. So yes, but nothing that I can fully announce. But yes, Samantha Lowe says, and I'm having trouble reading it. Oh, it says something is wrong with his shirt. Yeah, Samantha, I agree, and I am a lying liar. But that's okay. Paper, Scissors, Rock, just subscribe to our guests. Thank you. Blue Nose, welcome in my Disney Park memories in the house. Walter Grahams, what's going on? Are you still down there, Walter? I think he might have moved to Orlando, and I am jealous. Hey, Fulton. Hey, Mar. Oh, that just moved. Hold on, guys. I think I just missed a punch. Darn it, I think it did. Philip, hello. Welcome in from Australia. Amy, AJC Magic in here. Mike Wheeler in the house. Oh, I'm going back up where it jumped. Hopefully, I don't want to ignore anyone. If I'm missing you, I apologize. Please say hi again. Nathan, I see you. How are you? I think I might have missed you guys because it bounced really big there. But, well, we'll just get back to it. If you sent me a question, just at me or at them. We'll have some questions at the end. So there you go. Twitter, Hughes Brews on Twitter. There's a link. Thank you, Stacy. So you're on Twitter. You're on Instagram. You have your own website. And, of course, YouTube. Where do you put your most energy and why?
YouTube probably, and Karen
Instagram.
Karen keeps the Instagram going pretty well, and the other ones are there, you know, but we're probably not as active, at least, you know, with what's going on right now.
Little bit of Facebook.
Yep.
Little bit of Facebook.
Yep. DTube. Going to start moving all our videos there, so when YouTube shuts down, we'll be on
Marguerite, my favorite Chargers fan in the house. What's going on, Marguerite? I might be lying again, but that's just my thing. Hey, Jenna, Resort TV, one in the house. Welcome in. So seriously, I said it earlier. I want to get to it. Your guys' video, and I think this is probably, hey, Texas Lottery Fund, welcome in. I think this is the best One of the best things I can say to any YouTuber, and here it comes, your video at, was it Grizzly? Help me, Grizzly Grill, what is it called?
Geyser Point.
That's what I meant to say. Hey, Dapper Tom, your video there changed my plans. What I was going to do turned into, I spent some DVC points there at, not Geyser Point, at Wilderness, whatever. I went to that resort because of your video is what I'm trying to say. Texas Lottery Fund, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that, buddy. That's
fun day. We spent some time there. So
we spent a lot of time there.
we spent the whole day there, and it worked out great. So it's an outdoor. Again, the resort is amazing. We love it there. But that Geyser Point, it's kind of an outdoor, open air restaurant,
right on the lake,
bar. And so, we're kind of a themed bar kind of people. It's right on the lake. You can watch. You can on the right. You can watch the fireworks from the Magic Kingdom from there.
And they pipe in the music.
And the
fireworks, yeah.
And the pageant,
electrical water
pageant goes
stops right
literally goes
there.
right by there and parks right at the bar and does its thing. So I mean, that's like the oldest show still. That's the OG of Disney shows, that water pageant. So it was a good day. It is a great place.
I didn't even know about that water pageant until your video.
Really?
Oh, that's the beginning. So actually the electric,
it's been around forever.
like the main street,
Nostalgia.
like the electric light parades on the main street actually only exist because of the water pageant.
Right.
See, that's funny you say that because I was going to mention that. My favorite Disney parade is the electric light parade. Because, hey, Brandy and Dave, what's going on? Welcome in. Because I'm from Southern California. I grew up in San Diego. We went to Disneyland a million times when I was a kid, and it's not the best parade ever. There's better parades now, but it's the parade that, well, it's my best memory. I don't know. I'm not articulating that very well. But that video you did, it hit me because I love national parks, and the place was themed national park. And then you showed me that, and it made me think of the electric light parade. It was everything, and I was
when Walt Disney opened, they were looking at the water back when there wasn't as much actual buildings there, and the water was so dark that they tasked the Imagineers to figure something out, and that's when they hired somebody to build these floats and put the lights on it. Yeah. And so when the executives from Disneyland came for the Walt Disney opening and saw the electrical light parade on the water, or the water pageant, they said, oh my God, we have to figure this out. And of course, they don't have the water there, and that's how the Main Street Electrical Parade came about. And they used the same music. I think it's Baroque Hoedown was the original music, and that's how it came. That's how it came about. Was because of the one on the water started the whole thing.
What was it again? I just want to hear you say it again. What?
Baroque
Hoedown. The Baroque
Hoedown. You're just making up words, and I don't know, so I'm just going to believe you.
He does it to me all the time.
Yeah. And so this is how it goes. If you haven't seen our channel, I make stuff up and I babble on about nonsense, and Karen rolls her eyes at me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it works. You got me. You got me hooked. So I think the website came before the YouTube channel, but I might be wrong. Am I right? Tell me about the website. I guess where I'm really going is tell me about the website.
Oh no, the website probably came after. It's fairly new, and it's like we're gonna just kind of put like more of informational kind of stuff on there. Like so let me back up. One of our noble goals is to visit and have a drink at 100 bars on Disney property.
It's doable.
It's doable. Wow. We're in the 30s right now.
36.
So there's far more. When you consider the Disney Springs and the resorts and the parks, there's plenty. Although they keep adding them, so they're trying to stay ahead of us. It is.
It's a waste.
We're in the 30s somewhere, so we're slacking. We need to get it on. But anyways, what we wanted to do is we figured when we visit these places, and we're really into the theme bars. We're suckers for like a themed bar, which we can talk about. Places like the Abracadab Bar and Jock Lindsay's and Trader Sam's Grog Grotto. But give us a themed bar with some great drinks, and we don't need anything else. But anyways, back to the website. We wanted to start like capturing what we thought about the place and the theme about the place, and put that in like blog posts, so that the website just gives us a place to do that. And if nothing else, we track the bars we've been to and the bars we plan to go to. So
I love that.
It's our score sheet for the 100 Disney Bar Challenge.
So where are you at? You want to get to 100? Where are you at?
I think we're
34,
36. No,
35, 36. Yeah,
and how long have you been on this quest?
Not long. I mean, the channel just started in March.
Since we started keeping track, right?
Right. So
March.
it's It's only been a few months, but we're trying. It's a noble goal.
Somebody's got to do it. Well,
Right.
So I think I could stick on this set of questions the whole rest of the night, and I might. Favorite place you've been to so far, and place you highest on your list that you can't wait to be a visitor to.
Oh boy. Favorite place I've been to, we haven't even done a video from yet. And that's the Tutto Gusto, which is the wine bar
next to Italy in Italy.
Epcot. Yes.
I hear it's amazing. I've not been in there.
We haven't, but some of our favorites, again, it's all about again, we're in that third stage of the Disney lifestyle, or life cycle. So we get to do things like we don't have to run around from attraction to attraction because we've done that so many times. We do that.
Do a lot of fast passes when you go.
Yeah. So once in a while we'll do one thing and then we'll be off to doing the adult things, right? So really themed. Some people don't appreciate it, or they don't have time to slow down and sit in one of these themed bars, right? Like people probably don't realize how much the Imagineers or whatever you want to call it go into theming these places. So like the Abracadabra bar on the Boardwalk we love. Well, it's got a whole story, and every artifact in there plays into the story, right? 1940s, magicians, Boardwalk illusionists, they have this secret club that they all go to every night. And one night in 1940, they all vanished and none of them were ever seen again. So you go into the Abracadabra bar and there's news articles about it. All the artifacts are from the magicians and stuff. So when you do what we're doing, you get to appreciate that. The Bellevue Lounge at the Boardwalk. It's a 1930s.
I've never even heard of that one.
It's right off of the lobby in the Boardwalk Resort.
So themed 1930s sitting room. They have board games. The radios that are playing like 1930s radio.
Yeah. I love it.
Cool.
So sucker for themed bars. Again, of course, Trader Sam's Grog Grotto, based on Trader Sam Jungle Cruise, but they're themed mostly on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Restaurantosaurus
Which
Lounge.
One's your favorite?
Oh, my favorite. Oh,
Focus.
Focus. Well, it used to be the Adventures Club, but we're old and that's gone now.
Ago.
So,
have to pick one.
I have to pick one.
You have to pick one.
It might be the Abracadabra bar. I just like the vibe there, and they make great drinks, full bar. Bartenders know their craft. So maybe I'd go. Final answer: Abracadabra bar, Boardwalk.
What about you, Karen?
Tutto Gusto wine bar in Epcot is my favorite, I think, so far.
And you haven't told me the one that you haven't been to that you can't wait to go to.
We have not yet been to Gran Destino. So I want to do everything there is to do in that big, beautiful building.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
We did the Three Bridges at one point, and the Gran Destino wasn't opened yet.
Right.
So we have
Rainey and Dave are in the chat, and they were the first ones that went in that I got to watch a video or a vlog on. I think they might have been with Jenna, actually, and who I also think is in chat. Regardless, it looks amazing is where I'm trying to go with that.
And I think I saw something recently where they're doing like a New Year's Eve. I don't know why they're advertising it already, but I guess it makes sense. At the top of the Gran Destino, what's the new lounge at the very top? Toledo, maybe?
Toledo, maybe?
They're Toledo, yep.
Upstairs, yeah.
I mean, the
Very
view
cool.
from there must be great. I mean, we haven't been up there yet, but the view up there must be crazy.
I bet. Phantasmic in the house. Cats in the house. Mike Polito doing a great job in the house. Marina, I'm not sure if I said hello, but hello. So glad you guys are here. So you mentioned Jock Lindsay's. I'm an Indiana Jones nut. I've not been in there yet, but I need you to tell me about that one. I remember, man, as much as I loved Star Wars when I was a 7-year-old, I think he came out a couple years later, Raiders of the Lost Ark, whatever. I was just as nuts for that. I need to go in that place. Tell me about that one.
Oh, it's one of those places where, again, themed. Like, there's so many artifacts that you could spend an hour in there just like taking in all of. And of course, Disney's big on the Easter egg, so there's all kinds of things that pop in there. But again, it's the whole theming is lost on some people because they're probably they're in and out quickly and they don't have time to take it all in. But the last time we went, we sat in the big diving bell, right? They have a big diving bell, which is one of their tables.
Mm-hmm.
So
a lot of the artifacts though in Jock Lindsay's are up. So when you go in there, you need to look up because if you don't, you would miss all of it pretty much. Yeah.
Again, the Disney Springs is kind of like one of our main go-to places. There's just so much to do there that Jock Lindsay's. We love Raglan Road.
I heard that one's amazing.
I mean, it's
a few people I know, that's their favorite place in Disney Springs.
Again, the theming, the backstory, people probably don't realize, but like Enzo's and Maria's, right? That whole restaurant is the former Disney Springs air terminal. When they were renovating that, Enzo discovered rum running tunnels in the basement. So there's like these tunnels in the basement. Well, that became Enzo's Hideaway Speakeasy. That's the tunnel bar below it. So there's just so much. Edison is the power plant that was located next to Enzo and Maria's air terminal. So that's all themed. It's kind of steampunkish themed, and it's the old power plant for Disney Springs. So again, it's all crazy themed things.
You are freaking awesome. I love this so much. You know what we need to do? We need to let's start a business right here in front of everybody. We need to start tours with you guys, because I would go, and I bet people in chat would go. Marina's already said I might try this challenge and pay homage to you guys. I love this so much. Like, see, that's one of the things I love about Disney. I love the details. Like when I get people telling me, oh, you've been going there since you were a kid, why don't you go somewhere different? Because it's different every time. And boy, are you proof. Like, so I still have kids. I have 4 daughters. I haven't had a time in my life without a kid. I will someday, probably not actually, but.
So to your point, like, well, how you've been there so many times? Why do you go there? Like, you get those people that aren't really into Disney, and they're like, "Yeah, I've been there once, twice. I took there. How many times can you go on the rides?" And you're like, you're missing a major portion of it. It's top of the line food and drink alone adds a whole new dimension. You could spend years just doing the restaurants and the bars there.
And that that sounds, well, I'll just say it, goals. That sounds like goals. I can't wait. I love the parks, but I've often said I could probably go a whole trip and not go in the parks. And I love the parks. I'm not getting bored with the parks. There's just so much to do at downtown Disney and or Disney Springs, depending on which coast you go to. I think that Disney Springs, and I haven't even been to the Boardwalk. I've never even been anywhere near the Boardwalk. That whole section is, I've never done any of it. And Disney Springs, I don't feel like I've done. We're there a couple times a trip, and I still don't feel like, I've explored it. I mean, you just mentioned like 6 places that I haven't even walked in.
But you're still in Stage 2.
I'm what?
You're still in Disney Stage 2.
Yes. I think, and so I have one. I need some advice on the stages. So I have one grandson. He actually turns 3 tomorrow. Happy birthday, little guy. And I have 2 of my daughters who have kids brewing. See what I did there? Brewing. And so next year I will have number 2 and number 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the question is, do you go like just you and your wife? Like, is that your trips?
Have not yet. I keep threatening it, but I haven't done it yet.
So when your trips are normally just you and your wife, you're stage 3 of the Disney life cycle.
We don't even get to go to Walmart, just me and my wife. So I don't know. It's gonna be a ways away.
Oh no!
I love it. So here, I told you my favorite Hughes and Brews video. What's your favorite Hughes and Brews video? For both of you, it might be the same video, might be different.
Mine would probably be. I forget what the title of it was, but we went to the Boardwalk.
Oh, that's the one I was
So we went for brown liquor. I think the title might be like Bites and Brown Liquor. We were going to find the best Manhattan. So we went to a couple different places, Abracadabra Bar, Bellevue.
But before we did that, we rented one of these Surrey bikes.
Pedal
around.
We've walked by them a million times. And we're like, it was one of those spontaneous things. And this was before we had the drinks. And then
Thank God.
We're gonna rent one of the Surrey bikes. And so we rented.
Could have been a great video though.
You rent it for like 30 minutes and you can drive it around the whole boardwalk, which is
it's Boardwalk, Beach Club, Yacht Club, the Swan and Dolphin are over there. It's like a big loop.
So yeah,
you can ride the bike.
So anyways, we did that bike. It was a damn riot. We laughed so hard.
Hard work.
It was hard. When you're walking, you don't notice the inclines, but like heading to the International Gateway by Epcot.
We were like screaming at the people, get out of the way.
Yeah, and of course I did all the pedaling and Karen just went along for the ride, but no.
That's so fun.
It's out of your way. You're ringing the bell. It's a riot. Anyway, so I think it's that one.
It was so much
I think
fun.
the title is something like Brown Liquor and Bikes or something.
I need to check that one out. Mr. Gonzo PR with the super chat, buddy. Love you to death. Yeah, you're in the parks today. Look at him. He's in the parks. He stopped in the stream and sent a little super chat. Thank you, buddy. Have fun with your family. Myers of the Mouse in the House, our guest from last week. After this one, go ahead and check out that replay. By the way, they're still going viral. What do you like? 35K or something, buddy. His most recent video is crushing it. Thank you. Somebody else popped in. Oh man, I need to have my little notebook like I used to. I'm getting lazy. Somebody else popped in. Hello, welcome. So Karen, he took yours, so you're gonna have to go with a 1A.
Okay, I was gonna say it was a little bit different than what we usually do, but somebody tagged us, and I think we tagged you in return.
Oh, the fall question.
In the 15 fall questions.
Oh
challenge.
yeah. That was fun.
And we took the 15 questions to Disney Springs, and we filmed each question in a different spot.
Yep.
It was the first time we did something that was sort of, I use the word prescriptive like that, where it was the script was almost done for us. And so we just got to choose like, oh, we're going to shoot this question here and that question there. That was a lot of fun.
And it was enjoyable because it was like, there was no prep. Like somebody tagged us and we were like, let's do it. We're like, oh, well, let's go do it.
Space for 3 tagged us.
A space for 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just like, no planning, like grab the camera. Let's just go to the Springs. And
you know what? Very honestly, that's why I do those. If I get tagged and I don't care about it, I usually move on. If I'm having a little, if I'm rushed for a video or if it surprises me, if I'm like, hey, I would never have thought of that, then I'll do it too, even if it's not in my wheelhouse, because I don't want to be stuck in my own brain. Theo Arnold making me laugh out loud. Wait, Cowboys and Patriots fan on one stream? I'm living a nightmare. Yeah, right. Hey, I watched the Eagles. That was my only part of my day that I had fun with, watching football. But that's a whole nother thing. But those tags are fun. That fall one was fun. It's something I wouldn't have done on my own.
Right, us too.
Yeah, and it was a good time. I liked it. I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed watching yours, and so I thought, wow, they tagged me. Let's do it. So your website, I was wrong. I thought it preceded your YouTube channel. I don't know why I thought that. I'm misremembering. But it sounds to me like it's a placeholder for your get to 100, right? I mean, is that the goal of that?
Kind of, yeah.
And again, so there's the 100 bar thing that we're kind of striving for, and then we, as an aside, we used to be big movie people. We got away from that.
I coughed right over that. Big what?
So we used to be big movie people. Had lots of movies, watched lots of movies. Kind of got away from that. So recently, as part of the channel, we kind of started. We talked about doing, and we've done a couple of Hughes and Views as kind of a segment.
Okay. Yeah.
We joined the Disney Movie Club. Of course, we've got Disney Plus. We could talk about The Mandalorian for hours, but
I might. I love that movie so much.
So we're getting kind of back into movies. So we've kind of like watched a couple so far. Did some videos talking about them. One we loved, one Karen hated so far. But so there's a little diversity there in the channel that we're going to kind of do probably some movie things. So
that question asks itself: which ones did we love and which ones did we not so much?
We started over Halloween. We did Hocus Pocus.
I didn't love it.
What? I love Hocus Pocus.
I take a lot of grief for it. I didn't love it. It was the first time we had ever seen it. It was like just before Halloween.
People couldn't believe that.
Never seen it before.
It won me over. It won me over at the end. Of course, you can go watch the video whenever you get it. So it won me over at the end. I love the character Billy, but
I love that whole movie. I do.
Karen had no part of it. And then the second one we've done, we have a whole pile of movies that we have to get through, but the second one we did was Toy Story 4. Oh. And we're big Toy Story fans anyway, so you knew where that was going to go, but we both loved that one. And then we have a few on deck, so kind of a little bit of a variety for the channel.
And the Toy Story 4 video we did from Toy Story Land.
Oh, that's awesome. What a smart idea.
Right, because why wouldn't you?
And The Mandalorian, you hinted at your love for The Mandalorian. Let me hear.
Oh, yeah.
We just last night rewatched all 3 episodes just because back to back to back.
We're binge watchers, so this one episode a week thing doesn't work for us.
Ridiculous.
But
yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, part of me is like annoyed, and part of me is like, okay, this is brilliant, because I don't know, like I'd be done with it. So like,
right.
I loved Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad's the greatest TV show in the history of TV shows. But I got in, I think I might have been season 3. I don't remember. There was seasons of Breaking Bad before I got involved. And whatever I did, I had to wait for, I don't know what I'm going to screw up. I don't want to lie. But my point is, I watched that both ways. And I enjoyed the binging more, but it's not really an effective way to live life. Right? On Friday, that first Friday that it came out, like, or whatever day it was, I think it was Friday, I wanted to watch so much stuff. The Mandalorian, the Imagineering show, the.
Like, watched the first episode of Imagineering this morning. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
So I haven't watched the third one yet. I might do that after the stream tonight, but because I haven't had time. But that I might like that as much as I like the Mandalorian. On a scale of 1 to 10, I like the Mandalorian like 37. So
right, it's early, but so far so good. The production quality is amazing for a series. People are saying that that's the first time that they may actually blur the line between film and TV. But
it is. I agree. It's visually gorgeous. I somebody said, I don't know who it was, but it was such a smart comment. I read it today, or I saw it today, or whatever. For the people who got in late on Star Wars, this is like the original Star Wars storytelling, but more beautiful. Mm-hmm. And it's not my original idea, but I totally agree with that. I think, I mean, if you ask me my favorite episode, I don't think I could answer. If you ask me my favorite character, I don't know that I could answer. I mean, and Baby Yoda, shut up.
Baby Yoda. Of course, not Baby Yoda, but it's the same species.
It's Baby Yoda.
Well, I mean, we don't have a name yet. I mean, Billy. Right. You know.
Right. So you had to go back
until they name it.
Is that the episodes are too short? I wish the episodes were longer. Yeah.
Yeah. After 3 episodes, we wouldn't have even seen a whole movie yet.
Right.
So what else do you guys like on? Somebody asked about Noelle. What else do you guys like on Disney Plus? I will admit, I have watched. Well, I have had it on and played it all the way through twice. Swiss Family Robinson, which I would not have known I would do, but it just. I don't know. I liked it.
I've watched Goldblum. He's hilarious.
I love him so much. I watched the first episode and I didn't love it. I haven't tried 2 or 3 yet. Have you seen 2 and 3?
Sneakers,
the shoe thing bored me.
Ice cream and tattoos are his 3 episodes so far. Yeah.
See, I totally don't care about tattoos and I totally didn't care about shoes.
I don't care about shoes either, but he's just entertaining.
He is. I love him.
So quirky and odd and funny and I don't know.
Jurassic.
And then Encore, I've watched.
I've not seen that, but people are loving it.
Yep. We haven't watched like any
a lot yet. No.
A lot, no.
We did watch one of our movies from Disney Movie Club that we haven't reviewed yet, but it's we won't say what we thought about it, but it's Christopher Robin.
I haven't seen that movie yet. That's crazy.
So we have to. We just have to find some time to talk about it, right?
And somebody in chat asked if you'd seen Frozen 2 yet, so I'll ask: have you seen Frozen 2 yet?
No,
we have not.
No, we're not like run right out to the movie theater and see. We haven't seen the live action Aladdin yet. We haven't. There's a lot of
we have them all
newer movies.
And again, like we said, we've been negligent on movies since we moved pretty much. So we're trying to get back into.
We're behind. Way behind.
So
if I want to see the Disney movie, I'm there Thursday or Friday or Saturday. I feel like I'm late, and if I don't care, I wait for it. Well, I'll probably wait for Disney Plus now.
You saw the Frozen 2, right? I saw your video. Yeah, you went to it the night it opened or something, right?
Yeah, my girls are still mad at me about my girls and me had differing opinions. Let's put it that way.
You did have you were a big fan, but
it was rough, and I'm in the minority. People are loving it, but whatever.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The first one was good, but
so it grew on me. I remember leaving, and I said this. I don't think I said it on the video, but I said it to my wife in the car, maybe afterwards or whatever. I don't know. I didn't love Frozen as I walked out of Frozen the first time, however many years ago. I don't know why, but I came to love Olaf. I came to love Sven. I'm a big fan of the dude with in the middle of the snowbanks with the sauna. Can't think of his name, but that guy's funny. But it took me a while and I work with kids. So let it go. Oh my gosh, get out of my head. Right. I mean, beautiful music, great soundtrack. And that's the other thing. So my oldest daughter of the 2 that still live at the house has already memorized the soundtrack. I mean, and she was in love with the soundtrack. She knew them all before.
So is Let It Go in the second one as well?
No. But it's Idina Menzel and all that. It might as well be, right? But hey, the girl can sing. My goodness, but. There's one song in Frozen 2. I'm gonna make everybody mad at me in chat. The boyfriend song, which was all like Richard Marxy, stupid 80s video thing. It was supposed to be funny, and I was like, I kept looking around like, is anyone enjoying this? And I looked at my youngest daughter, 15, right? And she was loving it. So whatever, it is what it is. But
things you'll do for your kids.
Oh man, I got a list there. I could get to 100 before you can on that one. That's
well, you're a
crazy
movie
stuff.
guy then, so one of our movie reviews, you have to be in. We'll do it together.
Oh, I would love it. Yeah, anytime. You let me know and I would do it. So if you don't already subscribe to these guys, the link's been dropped a bunch of times. Get over to their YouTube channel, get over to their Instagram, check out their webpage too. I love their stuff. You're going to love their stuff. I think a couple people have already popped in here that they've subscribed tonight, but I should have asked you what your number was before and after. Hopefully you get some new numbers tonight. But what do you want for your YouTube channel? Like, what are your goals? Your YouTube channel's still pretty new, right? Like, what are you hoping to do with it? It looks like you're having more fun to me.
Absolutely. March, I think, started it. So we have tons going on, full-time jobs, other online endeavors and stuff. So this is really the one avenue where it's not part of content marketing for any online business or anything like other stuff. This is like literally just our recreation, which
it's stuff we were doing anyway, like I said before, and we just bring the camera along.
There's times when you can't justify the 4 or 5 hours of editing for something that's kind of a hobby, but it's at this point, it's really just fun. Yeah, it's an artistic outlet really for us at this point.
I love that. Well, and that's smart. Like smarter people than me say you need to have 3 hobbies, one that keeps you healthy, one that feeds your creativity, and one that makes you money. I mean, YouTube could be all 3 of those if you wanted to, depending on your channel. But
I said we got the middle one.
Yeah.
Creativity.
Kelly, Mickey Bunch in the house. What's going on? I'm so glad you're here. I got to reach out to you, Kelly. I've got some plans I want to share with you, but we'll do that another time. Hey, Mar, what's going on? So anyway, so your YouTube channel, what are your hopes for it? Is it going to be your creative outlet and that's it?
Yeah, it's like just trying to hone it. Of course, a little bit of like, what's it really going to be? Of course, as the experts will tell you that your channel should really be a signature show, kind of what they kept pushing at Vid Summit this year. They want you to be like known for one show, and we're kind of all over the place. So is that good or bad? Who knows? But like I said, we're kind of like Disney bars that we like, or Mickey bars as we joke. Mickey bars, get it?
Mickey bars. Hey, that's pretty funny.
And then like we're kind of into the movie thing, but so just solidifying it and getting down to what we want it to really be, and then once it's solidified and we cut our teeth on it, then if it grows, even better. Like I said, I still, of the other channels, one of them still is still active. I don't post as much as I would like to on the beer review channel, but it's still there. So I still do that once in a while.
That's cool. I need to go check that one out. And that's a healthy way to look at that. If you're having fun with it and you're okay with it turning into something, I think that's kind of what most of us are doing, right? Have fun, be open to it, and good things happen when you're having a good time, right?
Exactly. Stressful. We've been involved with like online businesses and WooCommerce sites and all of that stuff, and affiliate marketing and drop shipping and DTG and all that stuff. So business is one thing, and it's a lot of work. I don't want this to be this.
We don't want
this part's not work,
right.
So.
And at Vid Summit, they were saying you were saying that they were saying to niche it down. Was that all of them? Was that like the theme or?
I don't know. Vid Summit was great this year. We would have loved to have gone in person, but we did the virtual ticket. So we did Vid Summit and we watched. And for non-creators, I don't want to bore anybody, but my fear out of all the things that people talk about YouTube is I think they really, at the end of the day, their goal is to change to a streaming service, which means they want the big signature channels and then their video stuff. So they talked about like you should be known for a signature show. So is that like saying something about that they don't want like small generic channels and you have to be known for something? I don't know.
What's the why on that? Because their revenue seems to be connected to ads more than a content creator. So a content creator, at least where I'm at, very, very new, most of it, the revenue is going to be super chat. Google, well, they're sharing that too, though. Is it because there's more revenue coming in on super chats? Like, what's the why? What am I missing?
Yeah, it's a business model that like they want to be the next, like they want to be like the Netflix, the Hulus, the Disney Plus. They have a lot of movies and stuff now, and they've got shows that they're sponsoring, I think, or they're producing
YouTube originals or whatever. Yeah, I actually love the YouTube business model or the business aspect of it. I don't really claim to know the model. I think, I mean, getting a little off topic, I think they're horrific at communicating, and with someone who has other people creating their content, they need to, learn how to speak. But outside of that, I love YouTube and I love what it's doing. And I think there's so many more people who aren't on the platform that are coming here. And in addition to that, I think broadcast networks and even some of the pay to watch channels kind of stink. And so the content, not everything on YouTube's great. My goodness, there's plenty of channels that I'm amazed they get anyone watching, but there's plenty of greatness too. Greatness that hasn't been noticed or discovered yet. And I think, I don't know. I think there's many waves still to coming onto this platform or other platforms like it.
So we just take our camera along as we go and do things. So holidays here, right? Some things like, although holidays are coming up, which means that we have to say that, man, we so miss the Osborne lights at Hollywood Studios, man. That was one of our.
I never saw them. I'm sad about that.
So, again, as relocated people from the Northeast, where you had, a cold winter Christmas, we'd get those cool nights. I say cool, not cold. Us new Floridians, we say cold, but it really means cool. You'd go there, the Christmas lights, the music, the snow, which was the fake snow. We'd get to, if it was a cold night, you'd get to put your gloves on for a change, and like you could really feel Christmas. And then they did away with it, probably because they did away with that whole section to make room for Galaxy's Edge.
Right.
But that was like one of our go-to moves for the holidays. But the other one that we really like is the Candlelight Processional.
Yeah,
at Epcot. That's great. If you haven't seen that before,
I haven't. We were hoping to go to it last year. It didn't work out. And no, someday. I love Christmas and I love Disney and I love Epcot. Those are my. That is so high on my list of things I haven't done yet. There's a video things I haven't done yet. We need to do that one. But
a side note, talking about the holidays in Epcot. If you haven't seen the Mr. and Mrs. Claus that they have at Epcot,
in America,
in the right behind Epcot, where they do the candlelight,
it's really Santa.
It has to be.
It's really him.
They have the most authentic Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Really?
I've seen in my life.
It's crazy.
It's really him.
It's really
wow.
I'm convinced. Yeah.
I love that. I need to do that. Disney Dude in the House, Detroit Disney Doing House. The Lynn Project also down in the Disney parks this weekend in the house. Welcome in. Disneyland Nerds in the house. Welcome in. If I missed you again, I apologize. Thanks for being here. I can't believe we're at 8:42 my time. We're over 2/3 in. I haven't even talked to you about the park. So let's talk about it. You're locals. You both went to Disney before you guys got together, right? And then you guys got together and then you love Disney together. Okay. Favorite Disney park, both of you, and of course, why?
I'm going to probably say Epcot. It's called the World Showcase, but I call it the Back Nine.
I might steal that. Yeah.
Mine changes, goes back and forth a lot. Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is my favorite.
That would be my
But
close
it's back
number
and
two.
forth between Animal Kingdom and Epcot. I'm super excited for the changes coming to Epcot.
Me too.
Looks like it's going to be phenomenal, but always Animal Kingdom. Like I could just sit and take in the vibe at that park all day long.
Me too.
So beautiful.
Two different like goals when you like want to do the countries and have some food and drink versus Animal Kingdom vibe. Like, just walk around there.
Yeah, or just sit at the Dawa Bar in Africa. It's open. The musicians and the acrobats or whatever you would call them, gymnasts, little show that happens out there in the street and the people walking by. It's always like a busy area there. I just love it.
And talking about the changes at Epcot, recently we were there. They have that I don't know what you call it.
The Epcot experience. It's
where
there's inside the Odyssey building.
Inside the Odyssey building, they have this like interactive area where they've built, which has the whole prototype Epcot with the 360 projection all the way around. And they do this show explaining all of the changes and what it's going to look like when it's done.
It's pretty cool.
I mean, it's great because it explains what's coming, which gets you excited. But the experience itself of that 360 with the animated projection, if you go to Epcot and you haven't seen it, just drop in there and check out that little informative cinema thing. It's great.
Joss and Jenna Resort TV one did the video one of the first nights there, and I remember, I don't know what I was doing, but I didn't have time to watch the stream, but I turned it on, and whatever I had to do that I had to do, I did not do because I love it so much. I love, and very much like you, I love Epcot, but honestly, I like, well, you're back 9, the World Showcase. That's enough for me. I love it. I could spend the whole day there. The front, I found insanely outdated. And so I'm excited about it. A lot of people see, I have the nostalgia for Disneyland. I don't for Disney World. First time I was in Disney World was like 5-6 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever. So
really?
Yeah, we grew up in Southern California. We moved out here to Texas, I don't know, 9 years ago. And I think the first maybe 5, I don't know. I'm not really sure. But I've been to Disneyland hundreds of times, and I've been to Disney World 6 or 5 or 7. I don't know. I'd have to count.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like the events go, like Epcot, like, you know, the food and wine.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. So there you go. Favorite festival and why? I'm guessing food and wine.
No, Flower and Garden.
You know what your channel name is, right?
I know, but I think Flower and Garden is better because the crowds aren't as crazy, but they've sort of built it up to be almost like a mini food and wine.
Right. So we like the we like,
and it's beautiful.
We like the concert series that they do during Food and Wine, which gets, you know, once you've, as a musical act, once you've run the course and you're at the end of your career, you come back and you play at, you know, Epcot's Food and Wine. And then they have the Garden Rocks series now, which they also bring acts in. Yeah. But they're all good. Even the Festival of the Arts, which is good. People think like, oh, it's an art festival. Well, it's Festival of the Arts, culinary arts, performing arts, visual arts.
I am really excited for that one.
It's not just, there's great artwork, and it's mostly, you know, artists that are doing Disney art, which is great. Sure. But culinary arts is part of that festival as well. So if you like to eat, it's good.
I do like to eat. Just so happens. Hey, part of Rosa's World in the house. Sparkle's Supreme Queen in the house. Welcome in. Dapper Tom giving the football score. Have the Chargers or the Cowboys taken any?
Does that say Sam?
So, favorite movie. I feel like it's almost unfair, but you guys are into movies. Favorite Disney movie, and then let's get off of that. Favorite movie that's non-Disney. Both of you ready, set, go.
Oh, this is hard. I didn't know there was going to be a quiz.
I know. I like to make it annoying at the end, not at the beginning.
Yeah, we're Toy Story.
We're a Toy Story family. Our kids, especially our youngest son, grew up watching Toy Story on repeat, and this was back in the day when it was VHS tapes. Yeah, and he would literally sit there and cry because he didn't want to wait for me to rewind the VHS tape so he could watch it over again.
Kids back, oh man, first world problems. My goodness.
Yeah, so he essentially like grew up with Andy. I say this all the time.
Oh.
So for us, like it's Toy Story, at least for me.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, it's gotta be. It's one of the. It's like the body of work, the Toy Story body of work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty brilliant. Like, who among us hasn't thought, why didn't I think of that? Right.
I know. Yeah, but if we had thought of that, we wouldn't be here. Like, you know.
And what would I do with it? Right? You know, but I love it. And then how about outside of Disney? I mean, you guys are movie buffs. I can tell. I love movies too. Favorite non-Disney movie?
I'm all over the place. Tombstone, Shawshank Redemption,
love
Dirty Dancing. Like I'm all over the board.
Yeah, I mean, we always joke about like when it's kind of a term. You're clicking through the channels and a movie comes by and you like.
Have to stop and watch it.
Yeah, you got Shawshank, right? So Shawshank Redemption is like right up. Tombstone is probably we quote well, not so much recently, but we used to quote Tombstone every day. There was a reason something came up in life every day, which warranted a quote from Tombstone. You know,
it's hard to find a reason to say I'm your Huckleberry, but you know we say it at this house a lot.
Wyatt, I am rolling.
I love that movie. I do. For me, it would be Godfather 2. I'm pointing to a poster that you can't see, but. Trust me, Godfather 2 is my jam. But I love it.
Military movies, you know. So I mean, all the classics: Apocalypse Now, Full Metal Jacket, stuff like that.
Full Metal Jacket was disturbing. Ooh.
So, but
very non-Disney movie right there.
Yes, very non. Yeah,
love it. And okay, let's go to character. Favorite Disney character? Are you meet and greet kind of people? Tell me who your favorite Disney characters are.
The last character we met was Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. He scared the crap out of me.
He tried. He took Karen into the dark side.
He did. He did. I was afraid to say no. I was afraid to say no to him.
She's agreeing with him. Like, come to the dark side. I'm like,
okay, I think I will.
I was like, he's scaring me. He's scaring me.
But honey, go. Kylo's pretty awesome. Kylo's pretty awesome.
characters have been Star Wars, like
Kylo
Chewbacca and
the
Kylo Ren and
Stormtroopers.
The Stormtroopers are right.
For some reason, have a soft spot in my heart for the Stormtroopers. I don't know why. I just do.
She likes bad guys. Just going to throw it out there.
I know.
Theo, The Big Lebowski was a second language for me. I've never seen that one, Theo. People love that movie. That's so funny. Yeah, I need to see it. Okay, what else?
I'm the dude.
I'm the dude. I mean, I know that's from that movie, but I don't know the movie.
I don't know.
Place to eat. I know you're Hughes and Brews, but we've talked a lot of restaurant talk. I need to know best restaurant on property and why.
One of my favorite used to be Yak and Yeti, and then the dish that I love there, they took it off the menu.
Oh, no,
so they were dead to me for a while. It was like a beef and broccoli stir fry. It was awesome. So they were dead to us they were dead to me for a while. But some of the apps at that wine bar are great. But Via Napoli is like the pizza and the arancini at Via Napoli is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So that's probably up there.
Karen?
I'm agreeing. Via Napoli. He keeps stealing my answers.
I know, right? We're going to make you go first on this one. Favorite lounge? And this is right up your alley, so I might need a couple.
Yeah, I have a couple. Nomad Lounge.
I love Nomad. Just there for the first time on our last trip. Loved it. Didn't want to leave.
Yeah, and the Bellevue Lounge at the Boardwalk. Yeah, and mostly because it's like this sort of super cool, comfy seating, like somebody's living room.
Yeah.
Right. And then we just have had so many great memories there with the people that we were with. You know, it's a place that we tend to hang out a lot when family's in town.
And not just family. So one of the points was we talk about that, like we can do Disney slow now, right? When you're like fighting over the ketchup dispenser in a counter service place at Disney, you're not making much conversation with the people next to you, right? As you're fighting for the napkins. But when you're at slower pace and you're sitting down, having an old fashioned, like sitting in the comfy chairs in like the Bellevue Lounge, you strike up conversation. We've met such great people just sitting, having drinks, and that's a whole part of it that you don't get when you're park commandoing it with a backpack and your schedule and you're running through the park. But so it's just a different vibe. It's a different experience. It stays great.
I mean, think about Nomad. So I'm sitting in Nomad the first time I've ever been in Nomad, last trip, and I'm comfortable and I'm looking at the setting and the food's amazing and the drinks are amazing. And right there, people are rushing to get to the next line. And I'm like, I am winning.
And they don't even know what's going on inside that door where you're sitting. They don't even know it's there.
Right. Yeah. Right. And there's so many of them in the parks and outside of the parks. I think we really need to have a VIP Hughes and Brews, guide kind of thing here.
Yes,
because I mean, right?
We can totally do that.
Tunnel bars, Enzo's tunnel bar is good.
Yeah.
I don't want a percentage. I just want to get a reservation. That's all.
All right, you'll be the first one. VIP.
It's the tune-in lounge is fun. It's like
it's hard to get a seat in there.
It's hard to get a seat.
I've heard of it. I don't know where it is.
Your grandmother's living room.
Doesn't know where it is. It's right next to the 50s Primetime Cafe.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's
So Tap House, Primetime Cafe, where's it at?
So Tune In is up front. The baseline Tap House is next to Sci-Fi.
Oh, I'm confusing the two. You're right.
Yeah.
It used to be like a bakery coffee shop called like either Writer's Stop, maybe is what it was called. I think Writer's Stop or Writer's Spot, right next to the Sci-Fi. And now it's the baseline Tap House. It's themed on Figaro Printing, I think, which is a real printing shop in California that early Disney used to use for printing stuff. So it's themed on California. It's based on like a printing place, but it's got great craft beer, and all the beer and wine is California based because that's the theme, because it's all about a theme. But people come and go from there and don't take a minute to look around, read, figure out the theme. So
I love that.
Themed bar.
I love that. I love that. So Tap House is definitely my jam. They have some stuff from Stone Brewery. They have Arrogant Bastard. Please don't think that's a bad word. It's actually a brewery. And I knew their owners back in the day when I lived in California and I worked at the Boys and Girls Clubs of San Marcos. One of the co-owners was on our board of directors. And Greg, the one that wasn't on our board, is like a rock star. And they were so generous and they gave all kinds of stuff to us. I'm not a big beer drinker. And one night my job was to get rid of all the excess beer. I swear, I had enough for this guy. I had enough beer for my whole life. I had tens of thousands of dollars of their product that I could not even give away. It was nuts, but they're so nice, and I love that I could get their product at Tap House. It's pretty cool. They were small, little local, just trying to make it guys, and now they're
that's played out with a lot of breweries, like Bell.
Yeah.
Larry Bell started in his garage and then ended up selling it to Constellation Group for $1 billion.
I love that.
Talk about
there's
there, right?
There's a local one right in the town I work at that just out of the blue started up, and 3 or 2.5 years later, they're millionaires because then they make a good product. And oh my gosh, the craft beer, again, I'm not a big beer guy, but the craft beer market, niche, whatever the right word is, has just exploded in the last, 20 years or so.
It's harder. It's far more saturated now. And there's, and then there's the term craft beer and independent brewer are very distinct now, because the big players, like the big bad evil, like AB InBev, started buying craft companies to pretend they were a craft brewer. So then the independent craft brewers came up with their designation on, barrel production, ownership, and have a logo now for independent. So if you buy a real craft beer, it should say independent and have the upside down beer bottle on the can. And you'll know that it's a true independent brewer versus a lot of places that are craft brewers, and they were bought by, and I'm not caught up in that controversy. Lots of beer geeks are. We're like, you get bought by like Miller Coors or AB InBev or Constellation.
They sold out or whatever. It's like the musicians, right? You have to be a starving musician, not making any money. If you actually get people to watch you, people are mad at you.
Exactly. Right. I don't. A good beer.
No, it's like good for you.
A good beer is a good beer, right? Yeah.
Paid.
Work hard and sell.
Amen. Yeah, that's where
most business plans have an exit strategy, and so.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, if not, well, I guess there's nothing wrong with having a hobby, but Theo says Sam Adams bought Dogfish Head, hurts the soul. So obviously Theo's on the small side. So is it about scarcity? Like, I don't know that world very well. Is it about scarcity of product, or like, I mean, obviously if Budweiser buys some craft brewery, it just becomes a label on a bottle, and that
it's a whole things like the big conglomerates like AB InBev, like they manipulate the market a little bit, right? Like, so small brewers like pay more or can't get access to hops because like the hop crop is limited and it's hard to get. So when the big player comes in, they can buy up all of the hop harvest, like monopolize it. So it's just it's the typical unfair advantage of the big conglomerate with all the money. And like they come in and they buy like a percentage of a company, of a small brewery. And then the question is, well, do they affect it? Like, do they come in and change the head brewer and the recipes? And if they don't, does it really matter that, 49% of the company was bought by it's, and some of them, it does, like they get bought up, and like the people that work there that started the company and like the employees, like whether it's the head brewer or whatever, some of those stories end up they're leaving saying like they're ruining this small craft brewery that everybody loved. So, but like you said, it's part of the thing. Like our kids, when they were younger, they would love these bands that were like, that hadn't. And then the minute they make it, like, oh, they're solid. It's the same thing.
I saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers open for the B-52s. I would say that they were pretty big back then, but they're way bigger now. And you know what? I'm happy for them because they're rich lunatics now instead of poor lunatics back in the day. So, I mean, I've never understood that whole if you get successful, you're supposed to be mad at somebody thing. But I think it rhymes with, well, no, it's just jealousy. Hey, there we go. Fantastic. Thanks for doing that. Exactly. So Fantastic Chronicles and 3 other channels, I think. Oh, feel free to put it in there, Fantastic. They've got a new show starting tonight. Wow. Starting in 2 minutes. Pretty sure it's on Fantastic Chronicles. Boy, that's a mouthful's channel. Go give them some love. I'm going to try to get over there. I can't believe we're almost done. So if you've got a question for Hughes and Brews, hit me up now, at me so I see it, or send it straight to them. What do you guys want to tell the peeps that are in chat? What did I not ask you? I said it before. It goes fast, right? I can't believe we're already 2 minutes away. So it always does.
Like we've been saying, is like finding things that people don't normally do, because we've done 30 years of Disney, finding things that you don't normally do. And on that note, we just recently stumbled upon at the Springs. You'd think it was not a very Disney thing, but Disney Springs Friday nights at Stargazers, they do karaoke at Disney Springs, right?
What?
Yes.
8 p.m. on Friday nights at
So much fun.
Stargazers at Planet Hollywood. It's hilarious.
So again, you're in Orlando. I'm not sure if it's because there's a lot of performers and cast members and stuff, but so you go to karaoke at Stargazers, which has a really good happy hour if you want to get discounted beers at the Springs. The people that show up, the place is full. We had so much fun. It's like, again, you wouldn't think this is a Disney thing, and people that are on vacation probably aren't going there. Maybe it's just locals and cast members, but the people that show up that sing there, oh my God.
Yeah. So much fun.
We just
happened upon it a couple of weeks
for
ago.
a drink, and we closed the place.
We stayed until they made us leave.
Unbelievable.
I never thought I would do karaoke, and I still haven't done karaoke, but I never thought it sounded fun until I was in a bar, and I think it was Jimmy Buffett. Yep, Jimmy Buffett popped on, and the whole place was singing. I'm like, this is awesome. Okay. I love it. Last time I sang a song with everyone in the room, it was, Happy Birthday or something, but it was just awesome. So I don't know.
We're at a point where we can find these things that, if you're showing up for your one trip or your one trip you make every 5 years, obviously that's not making your list of things to do. Right?
Well, that's where you guys are totally winning. Like I love going and I love doing the touristy thing. I've been that guy. I love it all. There's nothing I don't like there. And when I've got my kids, they get to vote more than I get to vote. We just do what they want. Come on, they're not going to pick something I don't want to do.
Right.
But I do look forward to doing a trip for 30,000, just like you guys are doing. Here's the best news. So my whole life, my goal has been to get wifey to move to Orlando. Just last weekend, she finally said, yeah, maybe for a couple months. I'm like, I don't think I can afford to live two places, but that's better.
It's something.
It's a crack.
We don't have time for it, but on one of your DisTubes, you had somebody that was talking about moving nightmares that had moved to Orlando, and sometime we'll tell you our move to Orlando. We could do an hour on that.
I would love that. When did you move out there? I did want to ask you that before we close up. How long have you been out in Orlando?
Been four and a half years.
Best move ever? Are you happy about it?
Yes.
Oh, we're happy about it. Right. It was rough while it was happening, but now that we're here, we love it.
Central Massachusetts.
I was going to say from somewhere cold to somewhere hot. The biggest thing I need for wifey is how do you deal with humidity? Because she hates the humidity.
So here's what we always say to people. We would rather deal with the summer here than the winter up there.
Amen.
Right. So
you hibernate up there in the winter. You hibernate down here in the summer. Like we're not going to be in Epcot at 2:00 in the afternoon in August.
And so a lot of people.
But you can go in the evening and it's lovely weather. You know what I mean? It's just
but people that you don't have to be there for 9 hours because you live there. Yeah.
People that ask you that, they're here on vacation, so they have no choice. They're trucking through Animal Kingdom, 101 degrees, 90% humidity because they're on vacation and they have to. Well, the locals were not, So like I asked people, back home in February when it's 19 degrees out, are you sitting out in your lawn in your lawn chair? Well, of course not. We're inside with the heat on. Well, we're inside with the air conditioning on. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When we lived out in Southern California, we had annual passes and I'd go to work, but we homeschooled our kiddos and wifey would take the kids to Disneyland like seriously 2 and 3 times a week. And so we kind of did Disneyland, not like you guys do Disney World, but the same kind of, certainly no rush. Right. Very no rush. And so I look forward to doing it that way again, but.
And so quickly, the weather thing. Before we moved, I used to come down here for work, and I was in an airport up in Boston, and there was a woman next to me talking to somebody, and the guy asked her, where do you live? In Florida, because I like the warm weather. And he asked her, so do you live in Orlando? And the woman said to him, oh, no, Orlando's too north. It's way too cold there. And I thought, well, that's funny. Now we live here. Orlando's a little too north. It can still get
whatever. So you're gonna head down to Miami or the Keys or South America or Antarctica or
Ecuador.
Ecuador, yeah. And I don't know my south of Miami geography. Well, Cuba. Yeah, that's about it. I've had a blast. What else? Again, let's end with what else do you want to share with the people? And we'll close up in a minute or two. I'll say goodbye to everybody, and then hopefully you can stay on and I can thank you offline. But what do you want them to know that I didn't get to or you didn't get a chance to get to tonight?
Just what we said. Like if you're interested in the stuff that you can do, that if you have the time and you're not on a schedule and you're not like your one trip where you have to drag your kids to certain things, and nothing wrong with that. Been there, done that, have the t-shirt. It's about things that you would never think about, things like we said, we would have never discovered, Stargazers or the Great Irish Hoolie at Raglan Road. If you haven't been to the Great Irish Hoolie, you have to go. things like that, off the beaten path. That's all. That's what we're just trying to show people that, and enjoying ourselves along the way.
You keep mentioning this T-shirt, yet you're wearing Patriot stuff. What the heck? Casey wants me to ask you. They said they were empty nesters. They don't look old enough to be empty nesters. What's their secret? Great question, Stacy.
Oh, we're old enough.
We're older than you think.
We have grandchildren.
Well, one. Yeah.
One. Well, then I'm winning. I've got one. Well, does it count before they pop out? I don't think it counts yet. I guess we're tied. I should make sure I didn't miss any other questions. I didn't look as well as I normally do. Oh, I think we're a little over time. So Phantasmic Chronicles is going live. I know PTV, Pepper Tree Villa, is going here in a little bit. I think 11, which might be right now. So it looks like we've got a couple people going live. Go check them out. Feel free to tell them at Hughes Brews and Dole Dad sent them. Get over to Hughes Brews. Give them some love. Check out their YouTube channel if you haven't already. Guys, I appreciate your time. I've been looking forward to this.
So much fun.
Thank you. Let's do this again. It sounds like we got a bunch of things we can talk about more. So next year I've got some plans to do some other stuff that is just a little more loose and just talking. I need to have you guys on to talk about, a bunch of things, including how I talk wifey into moving to Orlando.
We'll talk her into it.
I love it. All right. I think that's it. Please stick around, you two. Everybody in chat, get over to those other streams. Tell them I said hi. The Flipped in the house right at the end. I'm sorry you're leaving. Thank you so much for being here. Mods, you did a great job. Couple super chats tonight. Thank you guys so much. I'm over time. See ya. Have the best. Well, hey, you know what? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Can't believe we didn't talk about that.
I know. My favorite holiday.
Really? Oh, well, I'll ask you after one. All right. Bye, guys. Have a great night. Happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. See ya.